Hi learners, this is Dr. Deepalakshmi meeting you all in yet another video, stacks. So what is a stack? When you hear the word stack, the first thing which comes into your mind is it is a linear data structure. So in data structure, we have two different types of data structures, linear and non-linear. So we will be seeing non-linear in next video. So this is a linear data structure. And what is the principle behind the stack? So the stack follows the principle of LIFO, meaning last in, first out. So let me give a practical example of this LIFO. Suppose you are arranging 10 books in a table. So the first notebook, second, third, etc. till 10th. When you are going to take the notebook, the last kept notebook will be the first to be taken out. Okay, so that is the same principle in the stack also. So the stack is a linear data structure, so it will be in a form of like this. Okay, so this will be a first element to be entered, this will be a second element, third element, fourth element, and this will be the fifth element. So when you are taking out, the fifth element will be the first to be dropped out or popped out. Okay, so the last element is called as the top of the stack. Clear? Okay, so what are all the operations that is or that can be performed in a stack? So the first operation is your push. So instead of inserting, you will be telling it as pushing an element. It's not like inserting an element, you will be using the term pushing an element into a stack. And next is, instead of removing or deleting, you will be using the term popping an element. So for inserting, you will be using the term pushing an element into the stack, and for removing or deleting, you will be using the term popping an element from the stack. And next is top. So as I told you, top is a very important element, and this will be the current element and the last element in the stack. And next is empty. This is used to check whether the stack is empty or not. And next is size. This function is used to find the size of the stack. So for example, the stack size is 5 in our example. So we'll be seeing the operations one by one. First moving on to the push operation. So suppose if the stack size is 5, the maximum size of the stack is 5. If you are going to push an element and already 5 elements is there in the stack, then you cannot push any more element into the stack. So before pushing an element into the stack, you have to check whether the stack is full. Okay, so you have to check whether stack is full. If the stack is full, there is no possibility of pushing another element into the stack. Okay, so return, that means you cannot insert or push any more elements into the stack. Otherwise, that means if the stack is not full, increment the top. Suppose if your element is going to be, say you have one more element, 4 is there. Okay, so currently your top will be there in 4th element. If you are going to push an element into the stack, you need to increment the top. So the top will go to the 5th position, and now you can insert an element or push an element. This is the principle behind the pushing an element into the stack. Okay, so first you need to check whether the stack is full. If the stack is full, you cannot push any element into the stack. If it is not full, then you have to increment the top and later push the element into the stack. This is the principle for pushing an element into the stack. Next, for pop. So for pushing, you need to check whether the stack is full. For popping or deleting, you need to check whether the stack is empty, because if the stack is empty, there is no element in the stack, so there is no point of deleting element from the stack. Okay, so begin. If stack is empty, then return. Otherwise, store value at the stack of the top. If it is not empty, then you have to check for the top element, topmost element, and the topmost element will be deleted. You can delete only the topmost element, okay, because it follows the principle of LIFO. So this is what we can see for push and pop. And next is empty. You have to check whether the stack is empty or not. So if top is less than 1, initially top will be equal to 1. If there is one element in the stack, say for example this is a stack, if you are having one element in the stack, means the top will be equal to 1. If there is at least one element in the stack, top will be equal to 1. If the top is less than 1, definitely the stack is going to be empty. That means return true. That means the stack is going to be empty. So is empty is equal to true. otherwise is empty is equal to false. So these are the basic operations of stack. So we have seen what is a stack. Stack is a linear data structure. What are the operations that can be performed in a stack? Push, pop, is empty, top and size, which depicts the size of the stack. So for pushing an element in the stack, we have to check whether the stack is full, because when the stack is full, the element cannot be pushed into the stack. If you need to pop an element from the stack, we need to check whether the stack is empty, because an empty stack, no element in the stack, so no point of deleting an element from the stack. Okay. So in our next video, we will be seeing the applications of stack. There are various applications of stack. So in next video, we will be seeing the applications of stack. So till that, happy learning. This is Dr. Deepalakshmi signing off in Learn to Infinite YouTube channel.